Hello. Whoa, sorry, I forgot that I need to drink water because water is important. But anyways, hello. Welcome one, welcome all to the not so grand return to the courtroom. I should have called that. But here's the thing. The grand, I'm always picturing the grand return of the courtroom to be Apollo's justice, because that's when we're back as the defense. Yes. So tonight we are starting Ace Attorney Investigation, Miles Edgeworth. So yeah. So I don't really have any big announcements except for I don't work tomorrow, so I do have a cough, so stream might go a little shorter though. But I do not work tomorrow, so stream might go a little later. Who knows how long tonight's going to go? Nobody! Not even me, the steamer! Anyways. So, there may not be bonus streams again. Because, let's face it, I'm gonna be focusing on the Pokemon DLC. I'll be real with you. I will be doing so. That sounds like something I'm gonna be doing. So I also would like to jump into this, preferencing that I know I'm going into investigations completely blind. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen or what the heck the plot even is. I know like literally nothing about this game except for the fact that it existed and I needed to play it because it's an Ace Attorney game. Anyways, so I think we should just hop right into it. So I'm just making sure that I can read chat. Because reading chat is important. Being able to see you guys and read what you guys have to say is very important to me. So, maybe. So. Okay, that was a little loud in my ears. Okay. Turnabout visitor. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. To make sure the defense is found guilty, what other choice do I have? The job of a prosecutor. That's the job of a prosecutor after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. The fuck is this guy? I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Anyways, always has been, always will be. I'm gonna turn this down for my sake. March 14th, 2 a.m. 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th hallway. Oh, there he is. There's our boy. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on the office and keeping it clean. Oh, you know he has. The door is unlocked. Dun dun dun! Detective Gumshoe? What is the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? What the? What's the meaning of this? We're being framed for murder because we're the protagonist of an Ace Attorney game. Oh wait, Edgeworth has already been accused of murder. Shit. Ace Attorney game gets accused twice. Yeah, right, because Renosuke's got one of two of adventures. Phoenix has one of episode 1 of Trials and Tribulations, and episode 2 of Ace Attorney Phoenix Raid. So it's gonna be great to see when Apollo gets accused of murder. It's tradition. If you are the protagonist of an Ace Attorney game, you will be accused of murder twice. Free. Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Learned so much from Turnabout Goodbyes. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Yeah, because Phoenix will swoop in and save the day. Oh, wait, no, sorry. This game isn't about Phoenix, okay? This is about EdgeWorth. Dude slowly backs out, realizes. My name is Miles EdgeWorth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know when, upon my return home after a month abroad, I'd be entrusted into multiple cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. Highest Prosecutor's Office, room 202. Organizer. Oh, okay, so... Type, other, one of my physicians. Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Unlike some other people I know. I'm gonna make this joke a lot. The victim in this case. Why was he killed in my office? Okay, that's the only profile we have. Alright, anyways. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir! Oh, look at all these, like, details from, like, memorabilia. Like, you know, the King of Prosecutors trophy from Rise of the Ashes, Steel Samurai. You know, I think these flowers might be from something else. These flowers gotta be from, like, something else. But it's still kind of hard to pinpoint what game, where this takes place between the games. I just hope it's not between, like, Apollo's Justice and Dual Destiny. That's all I hope for. Because, oh boy, because I might get spoilers for Apollo's Justice. That's why I was, like, I'll be realistic with you. That's kind of why I was hesitant of playing this game before Apollo's Justice, because Apollo's Justice did come out first. And so I was like, oh, maybe it would give me spoilers for... But I saw, like, a couple screenshots of it, and it doesn't seem like it would, like, spoil Apollo's Justice, but it does make, like, it might make a reference. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So if I get spoiled for Apollo's Justice, I only have myself to blame, I guess. Plus, who knows? Who knows exactly when the Apollo's Justice trilogy is coming out? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, are you okay, sir? What's up, Gumshoe? Lovely to see Gumshoe back. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that there was a murder taking place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Of course you did, Gumshoe. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And once they assigned him, the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! This is a totally trashed! I'll say, the culprit soiled my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Also, no one gets away with murder in my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting real burned up over the whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating! Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads and information to be fetched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Okay. Logic. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't just really say it's a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use the logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Gumshoe and logic. That's a great joke. Gumshoe and logic. Hilarious. By finding the connection between the two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? This is all so funny to me that Gumshoe doesn't know how to use logic. Do we need to cut his salary again? Sorry. Now that we have a game with Gumshoe in it, the Gumshoe jokes are going to be strong. First, I recall information through the logic button and connect them together. Now, to touch the logic button and recall the facts. Connect! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have to be hard for a murderer to get the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Yes, yes, you Gumshoe. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That was some beautiful logic. Yes, well, then you follow leads to their conclusions. Only the truth remains. However, if information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Get an investigation. High Prosecutor's Office, Room 202. The basics of any good information is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examination button. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just press the partner button, okay? I'll give you a great precise as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. You called, sir? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation just got started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Fortunately, upon my return I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited inside me was this whole messy affair. Ouch. That's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. Again. Are we gonna knock his face? Apparently that's something Edgeworth can do. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine things by tapping on them or by touching the examination button. By checking various things, we gather evidence and information. You can see the evidence we collected by touching the organizer button. For information and leads, that's the logic button. That's it! Great job, sir! Deductive reasoning is the way to go. That's called deductive reasoning. Detective, you clearly laugh. Clearly something. Yeah, I feel like I gotta do it. I mean, I do it in Phoenix Wright. Your prosecutor's badge. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much, much cooler than my badge can ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. Alright, that's all we had. We can't just present evidence. Okay, so... They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I have inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Okay, so first thing that's jumping out is the phone. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge. Detective. Oh, hey! I might have the exact same thing, actually. What a quinky dink! Classic Gumshoe! Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. What do we have for logic stuff? Can we connect these? Not exactly a shining example of perfect line of logic. Alright. That means we have nothing for that. Oh, his hand looks pretty bloody. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdomen area. Looks like there's a bullet pass clean through the stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yup. Yep, and until the obscenity is done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime. Alright. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. It's the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find, either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I'll have to touch the organizer button. But the organizer button isn't the only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Got it, so it's the court records. Your files are all over the floor, sir. It probably fell during the struggle between the victim and its killer. Ah, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you're away. I mean, this is just rendered. All the time and effort I put in is pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added the cleaning to the list of weekend as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean the place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? That is a very good question. Does Gumshoe have a life? Let's see here. That's all we have, so... Oh, there's a gun! We have to examine the gun, guys. What do we have here? Could this be perhaps the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Oh gosh. Care to enlighten me as where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns and all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. You're a detective! Now that I think about this, you do see this model around the prisons a lot, sir. I don't use mine as much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. That's the same type of revolver as the one used by the detective. It seems I have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use my logic and figure out how to connect if any of them are connected to each other. The revolver is the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir! I'm on it! On it now, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see. There we go. We're back to Gumshoe calling people pal! Love it! Let's see what we got here. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy is wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see, what else can we find out about this revolver? As I always say, you gotta look real careful at each piece of evidence. You can use the scroll wheel to rotate the object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use the sidebar. Okay, but... Examine. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the victim with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew he had a handheld gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but it's a distinct possibility. I guess that's about all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to the Jim! Oh, why? Oh, why? How could this happen to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just leave me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some pile of flesh! He's kind of dead. So, look at him. Jim just looks like he's turned in for the night. Sure, in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Yeah, why, yes I am. Jackie Sportsman, prosecutor. Jim here with my partner in crime. Crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and just like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. Guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! You're not a protagonist of an Ace Attorney game unless you're accused of murder. Twice. Okay? Look, I have to say twice because despite not being the protagonist at that point, Edgeworth has already been accused of murder once in Turnabout Goodbyes, which we will be playing in December again because it's a Christmas tradition. Hey, don't go jumping into conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. Only the owners of the office has key to his or her own office door. That's correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip the whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? I'm sure you did not make it easy for yourself. So the only one who could have gotten in here was me. Oh, wait, that means I'm not sure what that means. Gumshoe. Who was you then? You're Jim's killer. No, wait, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone, calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? You're a real prosecutor. You should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You're sure one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're a great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyways, let's call it a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake and seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys are conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir! I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. I should probably give them some space. You called, sir? I seem to have picked up a good few leads. Oh, now you're gonna do some things you do with... So you're gonna do that thing you do with all the information, right? What are you blabbing about? The brainy thing you were just talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. The logic. You said that you could look at all your leads and info by touching them together. Touching the logic button. And you pick pieces and connecting them together. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why the exercise and explaining in my own methods to me was unnecessary. Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next? That's even more unnecessary! I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that. On the other hand, I'm not sure what to do with that other than to arrest it. How can you arrest the river? Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. victim's gun, huh? That's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet the one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm finding a hot duel to convict a cool to look ultra cool. You were doing so well until that last bit. Do you have anything to report? Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Well, there is one thing that's striking me odd. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I would like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us have time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Because someone here keeps... like I said, somebody keeps... Ah! Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot an ultra special jacket that you made in your prosecutorial debut in? Turnabout Beginnings, just for those who don't know. That's Trials and Tribulations episode 4. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more even here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed yet, detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. And we all know who that him is. But this game isn't about him, okay? This game isn't about him, Edgeworth, so let's just, not think about him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When a scene before me contradicts this piece of evidence, or seems off, that's when my detective skills come into play. First, I have to find a spot that holds the contradiction. There it is, the bullet holes where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that I should touch, the Zeus button is conviction. And when I found the sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Well, huh? The bullet holes the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots are fired in this room. The first fell of the victim. And the second fell of the frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these two bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. What is that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell blood. I'll spare us from the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move the frame out of the way. Roger that. dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea it was safe here. Or I would have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside it, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now? Nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial's in session. That's it. Talk about squash my hopes and dreams. I won't rest until I have inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Do you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, forensic scientist. Yes, sir? Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone a single print. Looks like it was all wiped down well. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally calm and connect the dot with the information we have. Let's see if I can Oh, it's your trophy. Knight of the prosecutors, right? King of prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worst of other people. As for my own worst, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try to say something like that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer's gonna pay his tea set. Yikes! You're really mad over this. This tea set was very dear to my heart, and only can be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Which isn't that high to begin with. Now I feel like a killer wasted one of my monthly paychecks. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. I mean, I guess we have more evidence we can show Gumshoe. I had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, though, I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least, I hope so. Like I said, it's kind of hard to pinpoint when this game is, because obviously this was released after the Phoenix Wright trilogy, but we only have methods of knowing from the first game, so. Ouch! They even knocked over your chess set! I just had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental equity much. Mr. Postman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. So I guess the only thing I can really do is logic. Because everything else is just gonna be... It's been a while since I sat in this desk. Oh, how I missed you. So tight. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh yeah, that thing's so polished it takes mirrors. It makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. You don't know the half of its harshness. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. So the jokes begin! So the gumshoes and pay docks, don't worry. Okay, so what do we have? What can we do for... Maybe these two we connect. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Maybe. I believe I have figured out what the murderer is after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering Seth, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind the break-in was Seth. Can you choose what other piece of information can tell me about this crime? Maybe. Is the possibility that the files splattered on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer? Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir! I'm gonna shelve the files like you've never seen them before. Even at like a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones have to die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we laminate, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done! It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The blood stains on the blood stripe are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelves. And when the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor kind of, it grossed out. Kind of grossed me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. You know I'm no good with blood, sir. Yet you're a detective. gunsuit. You're a detective, but you can't handle blood. Which is ultimately why I gave up my dream of becoming a police detective. Is because I can't really handle blood in real life. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Why did it be this? It appears that the victim was sitting in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be a logical conclusion. Sorry, my monitor is a little dirty. It's the victim's handprint. He must have tried to support himself up with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor here too. This must have been made when he was unable to stay standing, so he dropped to the floor. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. So this is where the bullet lodged itself into after the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely into a file's spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shot has occurred. I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. I don't know. This spot is somehow connected to any of evidence I hold. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. Yeah, obviously. Right! Yo, right! It would be too low. Because if he was standing, it would have not been in that bookshelf. So he would have had to been sitting already. If the victim was shot in the stomach hole, it should be up much higher. What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against his shelf here after being shot. Which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. It's the faulty assumption that... It would either be the order of the files or the position of the body, right? The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. I mean, I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh. Yeah. You see here how the files were shot in the beginning with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. The numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a bit differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crimes occurred. Ah, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it's okay to prop the body back up and how it was moved? Prop the body back up and how it was before it was moved. They are finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. So if you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went to my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, then putting the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then they proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through some of your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene as it is at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. What is this? What does this say? Gumshoes are in blood. I'd say it's incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes. Indicative of criminal activity, indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. EdgeWorth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And most important, the message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Chim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. EdgeWorth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaws in his logic with technique. Ooh. How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I'll listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of evidence of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply touch the present button. That's all things. It's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct. In those times, I need to present the witness by touching the press button. Woo! Pressing! I love pressing people. It's the greatest way ever. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I will even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you have committed the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting on the block floor. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters. Bloody letters his body was hiding. And that will be his final words that brought you to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Postman? Portman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with incredible evidence.
Hold it.
You know, there's something that I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why did you call the victim Jim, when it's clearly his name is Buddy Faye? Isn't it obvious? Jim's the perfect name for my companion. Jaquise and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jam? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jaquise and Buddy. That sounds off somehow. Actually, that sounds better. Besides, he was the third bunch of guys that said nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Hold it.
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was Seth. Hey! Are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary has been cut too much, too much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals a day, pal. Are square meals, like, kind of expensive? Okay, all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no?
Hold it.
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyways. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters written in his body was hiding.
Hold it.
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering quite well, don't you say? That's how he missed it. Judging by what I have seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal! There's a lot a person can understand from another from their first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth! Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could overlook the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game finishing spike. And with that, his final words being brought to justice.
Hold it.
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect nothing less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Postman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you spooting over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Wait! Now to clue Mr. Postman in by presenting him with some evidence. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Horseman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Heh, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha. If you had the time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. You still not see. And now may I direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine.
Objection!
That's impossible! That they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be proved. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half of an H. If Detective Gumshoe is really the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could even overlook his own name written in blood on the files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Yeah! Oh gosh. I forgot how much these games take out of my voice. Which means what exactly? What does this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intended tampering with the crime. That's so low! I can't believe a criminal's trying to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm going to get them, sir. You'll see. I'm going to have them all under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic, deserving of an Olympic gold medal. I appreciate the praise, but that doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. you win some, you lose some. That's the life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Hear me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right. I acknowledge it, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there is only one other person with the key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there! Yes, sir? What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl's a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. It's security. Did he say security? No, stop that, pal, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called up upon Miss Maggie Bird as a member of security. So I'm going to assume after trials and tribulations. No, because this has to be at least... No! Because then this one has to be between Phoenix Wright and then Justice for All. Because she would at least be a police officer. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which opens all doors in this building. What? What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's alright. I refuse to believe Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me! That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but I definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. For one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then it leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detectives, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable is that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying that she used the master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? Is that what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well? That was this. That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflex and reactions, especially for an athlete like me. I thought you were a prosecutor. I wonder if there's anyone else in the... If there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Postman to give me is to press him for more details to suppress him. Obviously. I always press the witnesses!
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could use the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night. And tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But can you really trust her to tell lies? Plus, I hate her wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Ask for newer details. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I think the only one here lying is you. I'd be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean, missing? As it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Forsman, I believe this is to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir!
Objection!
If that's the case, then I would like to know. Why do you have the master key now? I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story. Or worse, that proof that the key was stolen to begin with. I bet you just forgot where to put it and then found it again later. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't condemn this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Then we already established that with Seth. I mean, the culprit clearly went to the bookshelf at least to try the safe. It is as Mr. Postman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all evidence points towards the motive of Seth. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Hold it!
concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little of me. However, with regards to the investigation of the bookshelf and safe, hey, good thinking. Asking my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, Detective Gumshoe. If Detective Gumshoe. I thought we have established Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among many possibilities. I mean, I had doubts about Mrs. Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make of that face. See, there goes the truth, running away from the other. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. I don't think you're catching me in my drift. But we're in agreement that the detective is the killer, right? So then I hope you understand when I say that since she was the only one who could have opened your office door, then that only leaves Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumped into conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door than the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I have you know, I have never made a spare. So what? So what's you insinuating? Nothing. I guess I should have known better to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity amongst us, amongst prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly, you're literally chased off the floor. But wait, what? Is that true? Mr. Edgeworth! Of course not. That's hogwash. Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it a little more probable that she would have you want to take his dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just like the act of choosing his name is proof enough that, well, the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence! I would love to. But first we should listen a bit more and discuss what he's saying. And press him for more information.
Hold it! Hold it!
into every office in this building. This badge design was said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict prosecutors of the law and executors of the sentence, much like harsh winter frost and the blazing summer days. So where is to identify one as a prosecutor? But I have no interest in doing so. Wait. Maggie wouldn't know about the safe.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue in that interest? Do you wish to continue in citing that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It also was by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyways. That may be, but you must be aware that the fact that you must be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret. It's a secret. The existence of which is only attributed to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Meg could have known about it either. Then are you posing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That definitely is looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? What, are you gonna pin it on Lana Sky now? Sorry. Just thinking of other prosecutors in this time set frame, so. I curse it! What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safest. What did you just say? We were partners. Like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safest. Doesn't that mean? Yeah, I know. I only just told him to. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. The thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? How would Jim get into Edgeworth's office? Mr. Postman? How would this Jim, Mr. Fave, get into Edgeworth's office? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even for your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who probably donned his gun. I get it. It was just self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he would have to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Postman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't know what to admit, but it's the only way for everything to make sense. Has he no honor? Now that I think we're done here, the investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. EdgeWorth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, you have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I would be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Postman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. Not gonna lie, I am... Yes. Save. I'll be real with you. I would love to continue, but my throat really hurts. I have a cold. It's not only that I have a cold, but it's just like also that I'm kind of sick and my voice is kind of going out. So I think this is a good time to kind of just end. So I appreciate everyone coming through and everything, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the start of Miles' Ace Attorney Investigations. And so, I need to get my monitor back on this screen. So, I might be changing up how things go. So, in the future, but so next week we are going to do as much as we can in like 3 or 4 hours or so in Portal 2, and we'll just say whatever we don't finish with Portals 2 for So I guess I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that this one's a little short, but like I said, my voice is like really sore, and it's just like I forgot how much these games can take out of me. It's been a while since I played an Ace Attorney game. I know it sounds like I'm just like making stuff up, but just how it ended up being. So a lot of people. Just the answer of who I should marry is the big question. Now, I think obvious answer is tomorrow's birthday boy. Or I should say birthday dog. So yeah, I think that's gonna be obvious answer is obvious. We will go raid boy Jet Dive. Like I said, tomorrow is his birthday, so make sure to wish him happy birthday. So I hope you guys enjoyed Investigations, and I'll see you guys Tuesday for Portals 2.